everyone. Amanda Coulong back with craziness ensuing here at New Media Expo. I am with Lee Odden, who snuck into my interview chair, and now he's paying the price. Lee is an author. What is your latest book, Lee?
It's called Optimize, How to Attract and Engage More Customers by Integrating Search, Social, and Content.
Search, social, and content. Ooh, I like that. So not as many folks talk to me about integrating search into things. Can you maybe talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, you know, a lot of folks are in the search world, or even in other worlds, as they look at search, they think only as a channel for customer acquisition. Exactly. And companies are publishing content for a lot of different reasons, right? And so we take a little more strategic approach and think about content in terms of the customer and what's their journey. You know, they're searching, they're looking for things, and if you look at do an audit of all the content you have in your organization, and it's usually published for a particular audience, why would you hide it? Why not optimize it for search? So a good example.
Why would you hide your content?
Why would you do that? Certainly we want to acquire customers, but we also publish content for our existing customers. So imagine this. What if your knowledge base and FAQ information was easily discovered through search? Instead of having to tie up your call center or filling out all those forms, auto attendance, and bad customer experience, what if I could just Google a problem and I found it on your website? Wow. And that's a good experience. There's other audiences we publish content for, like journalists who are doing research on a person or a topic. Why not optimize your news content to make it easier for search? So
we need to talk, Lee.
Yeah, so we've been in the business of integrating search from a more strategic level with all different types of digital assets, not just text, but video, images, and whatever, for as long as those things have been present in search.
How does it work with video?
Well, obviously video, when people think of YouTube, the second most popular search engine, right? And there's a couple things. One is the explicit video. How do you search for video? You search for video on YouTube. Yeah. You can search for video on Google or any other search engine. So keyword placement and popularity combined are the key for video SEO. But there's also how do we repurpose video content to create other search assets. As an example, people will put up a video on YouTube and never even think about embedding it into a blog post on their site. That's the easiest thing you can do. But what about taking screenshots of certain portions of the video and popping those up to Pinterest, Flickr, Instagram? What about transcribing the audio into text and making that into a blog post? And there's a lot of repurposing opportunities with video that create a great opportunity for from a search discovery standpoint.
Yeah, people talk, in the PR world, people talk a lot about repurposing content, but I don't think they think of it as much in the search world.
Yeah, well, you know, we're very much a content marketing, content strategy type of company, and when we're mapping out what key messages and stories our customer wants to tell throughout the year, we're not only mapping out different topics and the media types that they're going to use to get that story out, but we're also looking at how to repurpose the content in advance. And it literally explodes distribution. It explodes the propagation of your message out because you've got so many more resources to deal with.
Sure, sure. Where do you begin with something like that, though? I mean, if you were to go into a company and say, you know, I'm going to audit you on this. Here's some best practices of what you should be doing. I mean, where do you begin?
Well, after they've read the book Optimize, which you can easily find.
Where is this book, by the way?
Well, you can go to Google and type in the word Optimize.
Sneak into my chair and you don't bring the book. What is wrong with you?
Hey, just go to Google and type in Optimize. That's all I gotta say. And after that damn Wikipedia entry, you'll find the book.
Lee is making me search for his book. That is what he's doing. He's making all of you search for his book as well.
Well, the first thing you gotta do is, to answer the question, is audit what available resources you have. I mean, what kind of content do you have? Do you have stuff offline that you're not publishing online? Are you not taking advantage fully of all the things you have? And second is, as you audit that different content, does it, from a messaging standpoint, align with how you want to be known? In other words, answering the question, what do you stand for, right? Really, how is it that you want to be known in your industry? You should be trying to dominate for that topic. And then we create a content plan that supports us or our client being the best answer for whatever that thing is, whether the consumer discovers it through search, a social referral from a link, through media, you know, paid, earned, owned, shared, whatever kind of media you can think of, you want to be the best answer.
Okay. Switching gears, what are you getting out of New Media Expo specifically? Why do you come here?
So I could meet you. And so you could spit on
And so
him.
I could spit on him.
Yeah. I'm not going to wash this part of my cheek, ever. There's the best people at this conference, really. The content is fantastic. I brought 2 people to live blog here, so they're creating content right now. We're doing a little bit of interviews, but mostly just live blogging, connecting with people. Some of the most meaningful contacts I've made in the industry, I made at Blog World when I first came here 4 years ago.
Yeah, we've been coming for a long time too to Blog World, and now that it's New Media Expo, it's sort of come full circle, I think.
And this is how I met you guys too, so it's really one of the best conferences. I highly recommend it.
Great. Other notable folks that you have run into here that people could expect to see should they come to New Media Expo?
Well, obviously we had some great keynotes, so I think of those folks. I did a video interview with Scott. In fact, I met Scott the first time in person on top of
Scott Monty,
global head of social media at Ford, on top of a Maker's Mark RV that was parked in this room.
I remember that.
But there's no Maker's Mark to be drunk on that RV for some reason. So Scott's someone you'll run into. Guy Kawasaki was just walking by a little while ago. Dana White from the UFC. I don't know if he'll be walking around, but he's a very interesting guy. And a lot of folks from Forbes are here. I saw CC Chapman and...
I got the spontaneous CC Chapman hug. I don't know if you're familiar with those, but they're wonderful.
Awesome, yes. CC's got a lot of hugging to give. You know, if you need some hugs, go to CC.
And he's also another author, by the way. We will be getting CC on camera later.
CC is fantastic. Every time we live blog one of his presentations, kaboom, on our blog. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And I have to go search for this book, apparently, since I've got my computer over here off camera. Look up Lee's book. And so it's called Optimize?
Optimize.
OptimizeTheBook.com?
Exactly.
I've done my homework. Thank you very much. And actually, if people want to follow you on Twitter, where do they go?
Just go to Lee Odden, Leeodden.
Oh, Lee Odden. Thank you so much. Great to have you.